I guess the answer here is something we really probably knew all along, and that is that ordering flowers, you've made it very easy. It's not just flowers that you have Harry and David and other services as well. But boy, in a pandemic, when people can't go out, this is the way to go. And that seems like a very sticky kind of habit change.
I think so, Tyler. What we've seen is an acceleration of growth in our company that began back in 2018 and really then accelerated even further in 2020 with the pandemic. But it's driven by what you just mentioned, the need that we as people have learned. We have this need to connect, to express ourselves. And as a company whose vision is to inspire more human expression, connection, and celebration, and an e-commerce leader, we're just so well positioned in the trends that we see coming out of this pandemic that we think are sustainable going forward.
And people want convenience, which you clearly supply. Let's go beyond, because I think a lot of people maybe don't know all of the different businesses, I mentioned Harry and David, that you have. Flowers are one thing, and you can obviously, I don't mean to use, there's no pun intended here, you can grow that business organically, you can expand it. But what are the other platforms and areas that you're concentrating on and that you see as the growth drivers potentially of the company over the next 5 years?
Right. And I think the word that you use, Tyler, is really what we've done is we started out as one flower shop many years ago, but what we've done is created this platform, this e-commerce platform for growth, a platform for expression, connection, and celebration. And it starts with this all-star family of brands that we have, led by Harry and David, 1-800-Flowers, Cheryl's Cookies, Shari's Berries, our recent acquisition just this past August of Personalization Mall. So you see us now as a company in the expression and connection business with a leadership position in floral, a leadership position in gourmet food gifting, and certainly now a leadership position in expressions, personalized items, which is a fast-growing market. So you'll continue to see us grow by organic product development of products that help customers express and connect, or as we've done through acquisition as well, adding to that platform and leveraging that platform that we've built.
Yeah, I want to dig into that a little bit more. But first, Chris, I mean, whether it's flowers or whether it's some of these other businesses, we're talking about e-commerce. I know certainly some investors, some analysts out there have basically labeled your company as one of those COVID beneficiaries, given the trends we've seen throughout this pandemic. As we see vaccines roll out, as at some point, probably, hopefully this year, later this year, we see something of a return to normalcy, if you will. How much can the strength, can the growth that you've seen in your business continue?
Well, hopefully the vaccines accelerate and we return to some sense of normalcy sooner rather than later. But as we look at our business, as I mentioned, the momentum we saw began in 2018, 19, accelerated at the pandemic, but we've been on a good momentum growth even before the pandemic. And we really see ourselves now as a bigger, stronger company than we were prior. We've acquired Personalization Mall just this past August, and by putting it on our platform and leveraging our digital marketing expertise, we accelerated the growth of that company to where it grew by 50% this last quarter. A year ago, August, we acquired Shari's Berries and took a business that was stagnant and losing money to now one that's got a nice growth rate and is generating a nice contribution margin as well. So if we just keep our focus on what is the consumer looking for to help express and connect, then we see double-digit growth for some time to come.
Speaking of,
I think that's important.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I think it's important to recognize that trend that we've all learned from being isolated, our need to express and connect, is a lasting trend coming out of this pandemic, along with the shift of offline to online.
Speaking of potential consumers, this advertisement that you put on Reddit, the love is a beautiful game, stop worrying about it, take your relationship to the moon, rocket ship emojis with a bouquet, love stonks. It's very clever. I'm wondering what kind of traction it's gotten.
It's gotten great traction, and I think it's gotten what you just did. It's put a big smile on people's faces. That's what we're trying to do, is just make sure we're relevant, create that cognitive speed bump when people think about our company, they see something different. And I'm thrilled with the creative team for coming up with something like that.
All right, Chris McCann, thanks for joining us.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.